Well, from the files of the, I don't know, unexpected, it was revealed this week that Dakota Cochrane, one of the 32 finalists for season 15 of The Ultimate Fighter, has a background in gay pornography. Now, he's not gay, nor is he doing pornography. In fact, the woman he was with at the time in his life when he was making those videos is now his wife. The story is this. Basically, Cochrane told MMAfighting.com this week that in college he was broke and they waved a lot of money in front of his face to make these videos, and he accepted it, but he has characterized the entire episode as a mistake. And the good thing about it is when he applied to be on the show, he was upfront with FX and he was upfront with the UFC. They honored his candor by putting him on the show. The truth is, in all actuality, the kid's a legit prospect.
Yeah, but look, didn't the UFC suspend one of their ring card girls for doing porn? And while I understand she's not a fighter, wouldn't that be viewed by some people as a double standard?
I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not here to moralize about people's lives, but the reality is, my understanding at least, is that she didn't disclose that up front. That would make it a different situation.
And I know there's been big news this week after his bad performance out in Japan. Rampage Jackson made some statements after the fight that shocked some people.
Yeah, he told Fighters Only magazine that just prior to his UFC 144 bout with Ryan Bader that he had used testosterone replacement therapy, also known as TRT. Now, that's not against the rules, and in fact, many athletic commissions allow you to do it under close regulation. The problem, of course, is that there's no athletic commission in Japan. Now, I spoke to Dr. Margaret Goodman, formerly of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, now a licensed medical practitioner. Her belief is that, yes, the athletic commissions regulate this, but it's not nearly strenuous enough. Now, if you take TRT, you do get drug tested. In defense of the UFC, they have a demonstrable record of busting and penalizing their own guys in areas where they've had to do their own testing. Chris Lieben's been busted for it twice, and Vinicius Queiroz also got busted at UFC 120.
Luke, good job. Appreciate the information. I'm sure we'll get you again in the next week or two. Boys, it does bring up a legitimate debate. Rampage was honest about it, but he also admitted in that interview, I read it as you guys did too, that he probably couldn't have fought if he didn't take the testosterone replacement therapy, and he acknowledged that it was, and his words, not mine, a performance enhancer. How is that possibly kosher with the UFC?
Well, if it was a performance enhancer, he didn't do so well in that fight against Ryan Bader. But listen, it's not. There are levels of testosterone that are normal for a man. And just because he took some testosterone replacement therapy doesn't mean he was cheating. It only means maybe he was getting up to a certain level. We don't know the levels, but there's not cheating.
Well, that's also the problem, is that we don't know the levels. He may have been well within the normal range, and he may have been well above it. We don't know. We don't even know if he was tested before the fight in Japan. Now, Nate, as a guy that fought, how would you feel if you found out after a fight that the guy that you just went to war with had done the TRT and you didn't know what the levels were?
Well, so last week we discussed Nick Diaz. Now he's on the fence right now because he got busted for having THC in his system, whereas he has a prescription in the state of California. It's completely legal. Now, Rampage has the same thing. Now, if you ask me, do I want my opponent smoking as he's coming down the ramp or with 15 extra pounds of muscle as he's hulking out, as he's coming out to the cage? I'm going to take that guy that's smoking out every time.
Yeah, but I would take that guy too. Plus, he's probably got some good snacks on him.